Thank you, Mr. President. First, I have the honor to deliver this statement on behalf of MICTA countries, namely Mexico, Indonesia, Republic of Korea, Turkey, and Australia. As strong supporters of sustaining peace and members of its group of friends, MICTA countries are committed to continue promoting this approach. It represents a paradigm shift within the United Nations system. And the identical resolution on sustaining peace adopted by the UN General Assembly and the UN Security Council provide the UN with the necessary strategic guidance for implementation. While some progress has been achieved, more is needed. We welcome the report of the Secretary General on peacebuilding and sustaining peace, as well as its recommendations and options, and take note of its connection to his reform proposals and broader vision. As mentioned in the report, sustaining peace is a task that must be assumed collectively and comprehensively by all relevant stakeholders in an inclusive manner. Meanwhile, national governments and authorities have the primary responsibility for priorities, strategies, and activities. We commend member states and the UN system for the achievements and the progress that have led to real improvements. And examples include coherent strategic planning in mission settings and support of the Peacebuilding Fund. MICTA also highlights the key role of women in the prevention and resolution of conflicts and in peacebuilding. We reaffirm our support to increase the role of women in decision-making on conflict prevention and resolution. We welcome the Secretary General's leadership and commitment to this issue and strongly support his vision. The support for the new procedural resolution on sustaining peace demonstrated the clear expectation of member states that the United Nations Secretariat, funds, and agencies will energetically advance those elements of this issue which can already be implemented without delay. MICTA countries also look forward to continuing engagement with the elements of this issue which require further consideration and steps by member states. MICTA countries give their full support for the continued action on sustaining peace. Excellencies, now I would like to deliver the following statement in my national capacity. Dear friends, there are so many conflicts all around the world. There is too much human suffering. We cannot continue business as usual. It is time to take action. More or less, we agree on the basic parameters. It is necessary to address the root causes. Achieving sustainable development goals will help us. If we cannot prevent the crisis, we have to intervene at the early stage. We need regional and national ownership to settle disputes. We need wider and more effective use of mediation. Our responses must be customized for each case. One-size-fits-all approach doesn't work. The recommendations of the Secretary General's report on peacebuilding and sustaining peace are especially important. So we know the principles. We also have the basic tools. There are basic tools which are not perfect, but we know how to use them at least. But so far, we haven't been successful. Why? Because most of the time, the international community is selective in its responses. When Assad regime uses chemical weapons to kill women and children, we all react. This is the right approach. When Assad regime uses conventional weapons to kill women and children, most of the international community keeps silent. This is wrong. When the P5 countries agree, fine. We can enforce international law. When the P5 countries cannot agree, the international system is locked. Simple simply forget about the international law. When Daesh kills innocent civilians, we all react. And this is the right thing to do. When FETÖ or PKK, PYD, YPG kills innocent civilians, some countries choose to ignore because these terror organizations might be useful for them somewhere else. When there is a terror attack in Western capital, we see in the headlines. When there is a terror attack in Middle East or in Africa, we do not hear about it. Is human life more valuable in certain regions? Dear friends, unfortunately, this is the age of hypocrisy. One thing is clear. We cannot construct a better world over double standards. We have to take steps to achieve justice, prosperity, and above all, peace. And we need a paradigm shift. Let's first put this house into order. Let's start with the United Nations. Today, UN reform is more important than ever. Mr. Secretary General's reform initiative is timely and appropriate. This effort can address certain problems and we support it. However, nothing will be enough as long as the Security Council is dysfunctional. The world is bigger than 5, but the Security Council in its current form is not bigger than P5. The Security Council functions if its agenda fits to the national interests of the P5 countries. The Council is supposed to bring peace, prevent massacres, but the veto power stops the Council to fulfill its responsibilities. If we really want to build and sustain peace, the Security Council must be more representative, more transparent, more inclusive, and more politically relevant, and more democratic. Excellencies, we welcome the General Assembly resolution to be adopted. Turkey will continue to contribute to the sustaining peace, security, and stability, but we all need to see action. Thank you so much.